with them to work around women's empowerment issues and interpreting that. And these are, I've titled them, these are ground realities, and there's this disconnectedness between the national movements and the local alliances that are emerging. So for us in WEMC, I'm saying, okay, there's this disconnect, how do we connect all of them together? Yeah, this is my symbol of being disconnectedness. Now, just very quickly, I interpret WEMC is more like a doorway which is opening up and trying to create spaces for people to enter, to take options of entering it. Now, this is one village with rural women, the Women Agro Organization, university locality. Then we've moved on to the Federation of Agricultural Organization. And then if you look at the women's movement, what has happened here, we've connected this to the women from the women's organization joining us at the rural level. And there I think the dialogue is important, because when a local woman stands up and says, look, I'm from this ethnic group, I've done away with my traditions which are anti-women, how about you? So the women tend to listen to them more than to us. So our dialoguing as a process is the key whereby the discourse is generated. Alliances at the village level, I would also like to say, the first time it's in the local discourse, this whole issue of women's empowerment is being discussed, and even amongst men. So there has emerged a group of men who are supportive of the debate around it. And whereas some women are also questioning, why are you talking about this? We find an alliance between men and women emerging at the village level. And then from the women's movement, what is very interesting in this in this particular site, a local chapter has been made, which we are linking with the groups that we are. The Agriculture Women's Group has been linked with the local chapter to see how a national movement can dovetail or bring their agenda into it, or pick up the other agenda. Now the process of this, I won't go into much detail, but I thought I would love to flank it that we are using an action research process where the model that has emerged, to use Andrea, your language, to be the pathway we are saying, is a very detailed inquiry with women, where women as research partners analyze their ground reality. And so that has 12 tools, that has a process and documentation, blah, 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 some other time we could discuss that. But the second is this meetings and discussions where we are challenging. For instance, in the same area, we had meeting with some women who've been through human rights training, and they were about to go to one in Lahore. Now, in the same area where we were there, within 10 days, there were 3 horrendous cases within the district. In one, a woman had been shot to death by her husband and father-in-law. Another case, the woman had been her head shaved because she questioned her husband wanting to use her to pay the debt. And we were then dialoguing that what did you do about these cases within your own areas? And this is where the disconnectedness emerges, where even the human rights people were quiet. I said, any comment, any attempt to contact them? No. The NGO sector, we talked to the NGO people. He said, look, you're working in this area. Did you pick up this case? They said, no. So I found ourselves that in alliance building, we have to also now reach out to the agenda that others are carrying but are not, and they're not even talking about it. So we've opened up that discussion with them. And this led to what we did was an open dialogue at the university auditorium, where these NGOs were also there. It was called an open dialogue on women's empowerment. Local one language was, it translates better as right to take decision. And there, now when I said this open dialogue, and as part of our advocacy training, these are 2 groups with whom we are working together. I mean, we have introduced 2 advocacy skills to them, whereby they can they can present their views in a very coherent way. But all this is, this thing is that is not neither linear nor neat, but women's first experience of public dialogue as part of the process. So alliance building, if you see that it is overcoming disconnectedness, we are saying, and whereby people meet for women's empowerment, right? And so in a summary, we are saying strategies for future, we are alliance building for supporting movements, because in Pakistan context, the movements are there, but dovetailing the alliance building, and movements integrating alliances. Because I find if you, as a closing remark, and it links to something that Vivian was also saying, what is this movement for? And I find that it is not only against a common enemy. I find our alliance building it revolves around the notion of justice. Because that again, I mean, our entry is health, our entry is about from health to mental health to stress to violence against women, and women then start talking about it. So entries are most non-threatening. But the principle revolving around is this notion of justice, which I find challenges even the hardest of anti-woman person. So we are saying that's the context. In South Asia, if you look at Nepal, gives you an example where the movements led to the changes in structures, which will lead to changes in distribution. In Pakistan, we don't have movements that will immediately lead to structures. But movements for redistribution of claiming more spaces, we are hoping, will eventually lead to structural changes. So the struggle is, I think, very much around the context and the nature of struggle around the context. And with that, I close for the time being.
Okay, so we have three